My house was made roughly in 2004, I think. I was young back then. My parents had it custom made, and the builders called it the biggest small house ever. But there were some real issues with our house because of it being custom made. We also suspect there were some shifty building practices being done, cutting corners and otherwise being lazy. The company that made it was shut down, Janus Homes, after the Roman god of beginnings, endings, and doorways. My dad thought it was fitting. It was the beginning of his new life with his family and the ending of his drinking days. I'm 17 now, and I've been living in the house for 12 years. If there's one thing I hate about it, it's our ceiling tiles. I'm tall for my age, 6'4", and I always hit my head or my hands on the drop-down ceiling tiles. And I accidentally push it upwards into the little space above them. Every time I do, it feels like I'm angering someone or doing something I shouldn't be doing. I'm an emotional empath, according to my father's side of the family. So that kind of stuff gets me pretty bad. As of late, those ceiling tiles have been disappearing. It started when I turned 17. I turn 18 in a few weeks, so I hope that I can move out because it's starting to creep me out. At night, I hear rustling in the ceiling and sometimes even a voice. The most I've been able to hear and understand is house, 13, and cat. Don't know if that means anything, but here it is. The spot with the missing tiles look so dark compared to the white tiling seals around it. It's almost like looking down into a pit if you're looking long enough. Your perception of reality goes haywire on you. It almost is like you're standing on the floor, but your floor is the ceiling. Like the room has been turned upside down, but you're staying where you are. And you just look into the abyss. You get the urge to jump, to cast yourself into the pit, just because it looks bottomless. You could fall forever. Then you realize that it's your ceiling. That's not how gravity works. This whole scenario is screwing with my head so much as I write this. 3 tiles are gone. 1 in my family room directly outside my room, and 2 in my bathroom. Again, directly outside my room. Here is the real reason I'm posting here. I think I saw eye shine in my ceiling. With the rustling and the voice, I think there is something up there. I don't know why it's opening up all the tiles near me, but I don't like it. If you guys know anything that I can do, or if there is something in my ceiling, whatever the hell it is, that would be amazing. Tomorrow I'll share any recent bad happenings with you. I have to start my classes. To anyone who reads this, if you have any ideas or any knowledge about this kind of situation, please tell me. Until tomorrow, see ya. Tuesday and Wednesday. Hey guys, sorry it's taken me so long to get this up. I've been violently ill recently. Serious vomit. I hated being sick because I had to run to my bathroom when I felt like I had to throw up, and I have to kneel directly beneath the open tiles. I hate being in my house, especially outside of my room. Thank God my room doesn't have the same ceiling tiles as the rest of the house. I'm better now though, so now I'm posting like I said I would. As for strange occurrences, I have been hearing more whispers. There are more frequent, but I still can't make out more than the 3 words I've stated in my last update: cat, 13, and house. I have also heard scratching for the first time. It has only been happening at night, so whatever it is, or if it's just my sister playing a damn prank on me, it only happens at night. I found myself staring into the holes in the ceilings more often and often. I wonder where they go. I am tempted to put my hand up there, but I don't know what I'll find. I don't want to find a spider or another creepy creature. No thanks. When I was sick, I was laying in my bed and I heard a wet smack in the bathroom. Through my wall, like the sound when raw meat hits linoleum. Don't ask me how I know what that sounds like. Long story. I got out of bed and the bathroom light was on. I knocked on the door and I heard scrabbling, like a dog trying to get your attention through the door, and the light turned off. Then I saw the ceiling tile above me shift a little bit and then stop moving. Needless to say, I booked it. The idea of something sitting above my head just waiting there is unsettling, to say at least. In my room, I heard the whispers again. At this point, I just try to ignore them. You know, when you have rats. And, you know, they're somewhere around, but you don't know or, at this point, care. If whatever or whoever is screwing with me wanted to spend its day scaring the piss out of me, I'm keen to let it. I'm safe in my room, no ceiling tiles here. A ceiling tile is gone just now. I just walked out and one directly in front of my door is gone. I think I'm going to lock my door tonight. So much for getting a Coca-Cola. I'm not walking back out of my room until I see sunlight filtering through my window. Where are they going? The ventilation should be affected by now. Where are they disappearing to? At this point, I can rule out my sister. She is quiet as thunder. The tile must have been pulled up from the ceiling. This proves it. There is something in my house with me. I don't think it's human. And I think it's trying to get into my room. I saw it. I fucking saw it. If you don't know what happened earlier this week, here's my post about it. I need to get this off my chest. Although I already know I'll never get it out of my head, I woke up last night, or I guess this morning, at 3:33. I wondered why I woke up when I heard the doorknob. I've been locking my door lately, or else I don't think I would be typing this right now. The knob slowly turned and then stopped, caught by the locking mechanism. Then came a low growl from the other side of the door. I was freaking out. What way to start a Sunday. My dogs weren't barking. My fan continued its steady thrum. Hell, I could even hear my mom still goddamn snoring. It was an ordinary night, except for the fact that some creepy bastard was hanging out in front of my door. My clock still read 3:33, as did my phone. I know I shouldn't have done it, I know, but I did it anyway. I spoke to it. Who are you? What are you? I know you're there. It was silent for what seemed like an eternity. The darkness in my room threatened to swallow me. My pulse quickened, and soon all I attempted to hear was the damn thing's response. Then I heard my voice from the other side of my door. Who are you? What are you? I said to myself. Shit. No, that wasn't me, was it? Damn it. It was playing with me. I knew it was. It didn't take a genius to realize that. Why are you here? I asked. Why are you here? It asked back. I decided to try a different question. Why are you trying to get in my room? I asked it. I awaited my voice to come from across the door. It never did. It is my room, the thing replied, in its true voice. The sound was unearthly. The hairs on the back of my neck and my arms stood up. Its voice was nails on a chalkboard, a baby crying, the sound of crunching bone that makes us all cringe in disgust. I could practically taste the desire it had to get in, to get me. Then I remembered. The computer had a webcam. I could access it remotely as long as the PC and the phone were on the same Wi-Fi, which they were. I booted up the app and input my credentials. A quick check confirmed that the clock still said 3:33. The webcam turned on and I had live feed of the space outside my door, and my first glimpse at the creature, for it was a creature. The first thing I noticed was how tall it was. It was stretching. Fingers feeling the door frame, it had to avoid hitting its head. However, it was extremely thin. Everything about it was gaunt and misshapen. The skin was pale, almost white, and it was bald. It was also, I saw to my displeasure, naked. It stopped stretching, it quickly spun around and looked directly into the webcam. I quickly cleared the 10-foot distance from my door to the computer, and I got a much better look at it than I wanted to. Its eyes were big and blue, like a baby's eyes when they're very young. They twitched, and it had heavy black bags under its eyes, like the thing hadn't slept for a decade. It had 3 fucking mouths. 3! They were sideways. Take a mouth and rotate it 90 degrees and copy and paste 2 extra ones. There was just an empty space where the nose was supposed to be. I swear to you, that thing looked into the webcam and through my phone until it saw me. I know it's impossible. I know it probably didn't, but the eyes were filled with so much hatred, so much pure emotion, all directed at that little camera. I see you. That was all it took. I turned off my phone and hid my face under my pillow, and I tried to will myself to go to sleep. I heard the click of my alarm clock and looked up, hoping beyond hope. 3:34 a.m. I cried myself to sleep that night. If you're here, you probably know what's happened to me. If not, well, this is what happened to me almost 2 weeks ago, and this is what happened to me early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, whatever the hell you want to say. Ever since all of this started happening, I loved going to school away from the house. I felt safe there. But today I walked down the hall and that all changed. At least 5 ceiling tiles were missing in my school ceiling. That's all I could count before I had to leave. I was starting to get nausea again. Just ventilation issues, right? There's no fucking way it's at my school. Why would it be there? No, it couldn't have. Someone would have seen it, right? What if there are 2 or more? If there are, do they just want to fucking screw with me? What is it in this building, too? Does the thing in my house want to kill me? Does the thing in my school? Shit. There's no way. There can't be 2. Is there even 1? My family doesn't seem to notice the missing tiles. My dogs didn't notice anything. My school staff are walking directly under the giant fucking square holes in the ceiling. No one remarks on it. No one looks at them twice. Are they real? Are the spaces real? Why are they so fucking dark? I decided to do some research into this thing. I'm not letting it kill me or them or whatever shit. I went through various library books. I looked for ceiling. I searched for keywords cat, 13, and house. It's all I can think of. That's what the Whispers used to say. That's all I could make out. I Googled my school, when it was built, by who. I don't know. Trying to find something out, and boy, did I find something. Guess who built my school? Janus Holmes. Janus fucking Holmes. Shit. I searched Janus in the library. Here's the funny thing about the particular Roman god. He watches over change. Birth, death, marriage, the passage of youth to adulthood. He can see into the past and into the future. He was also the god of travel, gateways, and presided over all conflict. So now I have a shady home building company that built both my home and my school, which I believe are both now inhabited by monsters. Shit! I had to leave the library and continue to my class, acting like nothing was wrong and that there aren't creatures following me in my school ceiling, which I'm 90% sure there are. Shit! The scratching is starting. No one else in the damn school can hear it. I am the only one who can stop this. Janus Holmes, the creature, the goddamn ceiling tiles. It's all connected. I know it is. In some way, I'm not seeing. I know I'm not crazy. I'm not seeing things that aren't there. I'm not. Shit! I went to my aunt's house. It's really old, over 100 years. It's one of the houses that you figure would be haunted. In all the movies and books, it's those houses that are the home of evil spirits. In my case, it's my lifeline. I'm sorry I haven't posted about my experiences lately. I got here and slept for 12 hours straight. It feels so good to be here. No locking the door, no listening to whispers. I've been looking up everything I can on Janus Holmes. There's nothing on Wikipedia. Nothing comes up when you search on Google. Granted, they were rather unknown. My school and my parents are both cheap. That is most likely why they hired Janus Holmes. But my aunt collects newspapers, and I found in the local newspaper the fall of Janus Holmes. Here's the article. Janus Holmes shut down. Janus Holmes, a local construction company, has gone out of business after the deaths of the Green family due to a faulty pipe being used. Founder Jameson Coleridge had this to say. What happened to the Green family was an unfortunate accident. We have taken steps to prevent this from happening again. That was it. A small article, not even 3 paragraphs, was all I had to go on, but it gave me names. Is Coleridge directly responsible for whatever is happening to me? I can't know for sure. When I researched him, I couldn't find any extra information. But I found troves of information about the Greens in those old newspapers. The Greens were killed in a gas line explosion. Apparently, the force of the explosion was so great, their bodies were never recovered. The Greens were a family of 4. Daniel Green, 45, Amy Green, 48, Tommy Green, 7, and Robert Green, their 18-year-old son. I looked up Robert Green on Facebook. His birthday was November 27th. Robert, his parents, and his younger brother all died. Their bodies never recovered on November 27th. My 18th birthday is Saturday, in 3 days. Those things are going to fucking kill me on my 18th birthday. And if my family is there, they will kill them too. I read more about the Greens. A reporter tried to look into the family's tragic accident. Her name was Julie Hill. She used to live in a Janus Holmes complex. She now lives in a nursing home. I'm going to visit her. I'm back from my visit at the nursing home. I'll post all of this at once to save time. When I first got to the home, the first thing I realized was the fact that the color was very blue. Do you know the little irritation you get behind your eyes when you look at the same color for too long? No, probably just me. Well, that sensation was bad when I looked at this place. I hurried inside just to get away from all the damn blue. When I got inside, the first thing I noticed was the white. It was all white. But not a clean white, the shade of white that sick people are. Milky and polluted looking. It reminded me of the creature I saw. Its skin tone was reminiscent of that. In fact, now I think about it, its eyes were the same shade of blue as the exterior of the building. I went up to the nurse. He was reading a magazine. Can trump the odds? I coughed, and he didn't look up. Guess he heard me enough coughing, you become deaf to it. Excuse me. The nurse dropped his magazine beneath the front desk. He hurriedly apologized and asked what I was here for. I told him I wanted to see Mrs. Hill, and he led me down the white hall into her room. Another drastic color change. Purple. So much purple. Purple curtains, purple bedsheets, purple lampshades, purple ceiling fan blades, purple headphones, purple shorts, socks, pants, and shirt. She sat in a big purple chair. Her hair was blonde, her eyes were blue, and she had heavy black bags under her eyes. Again, I thought back to the night, the eyes that looked through the webcam at me. The nurse left, and I knelt down next to Julie. Julie, can you hear me? I asked her cautiously. She just stared with heavy eyes out the window at the overwhelming darkness that came early with winter. Another dormant color, black. My eyes ached. It was beginning to become annoying. Your eyes hurt, don't they? The woman whispered from the plush purple chair. I was honestly startled to hear her speak. Yes, I don't like the amount of color in this place. Neither do I. Purple is the color that doesn't hurt my eyes. What color doesn't hurt yours? I was about to answer truthfully, yellow, but I had an idea. Green. Julie was silent for a long time. Then she turned her head to face me, breaking away from the darkness. She was very pretty, but seemed frail, brittle, like touching her would crack her skin. She was extremely young for being in a nursing home. I don't like that color. That one hurts me the most. Does the color hurt you, or the memory of the green story hurt you? I asked her. Julie turned away to look at the darkness again. I don't want to see them again. I can't leave. I can't help. See what? I asked. If someone else saw the creature, if someone else saw the tiles, even if the only other person to see them was this crazy 20-something stuck in a nursing home, the holes. Yes, fuck yes, I'm not crazy. She saw them too. The holes in the ceiling? The ones that the things hide in? I asked her slowly, as not to startle her away from the subject. Yeah, but they don't hide in the holes. The holes are just doors. Julie turned back to me, her blue eyes much darker than before. Her eyes twitched and quivered. Have you ever gone through the holes? She asked solemnly. No, I haven't, I answered truthfully. She sat rigid. Don't ever go in them. It's scary. You can't help. What can't I help, Julie? I asked worriedly. The people, she replied simply, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. I was about to reply when there was a sound at the window. I whipped my head towards it and saw two big blue eyes looking in at us. Julie got up and put her hand on the window. A large, long-fingered, pale hand matched it on the other side of the glass. Julie slowly moved her hand down to the latch and lifted it up. I was frozen in place. She opened the window and looked at the thing right in its eyes. Then she turned to me. The creature grabbed her around the waist and crushed her spine with one hand. It sounded like a potato chip being eaten. Then she was gone. It was like Julie Hill never existed. The thing could have easily killed me, too, but it vanished. I went back out to the front desk in a stupor. I asked the nurse at the front desk about Julie Hill. I'm sorry, sir. We don't have anyone here by that name. I looked back at him one more time and asked him, who built this place? Janus Homes, before they shut down. Why? I left without answering his question. As far as I'm concerned, I have 3 days to live. 2 weeks ago, I posted about the strange experiences in my house. Earlier this week, I posted about the creature that is sharing my house with me. Everything building made by Janus Homes, a home building company that shut down due to a scandal that I've been in, has had holes in the ceilings. Holes that no one else can see except her. 2 nights ago, I visited Julie Hill, a reporter investigating Janus Homes. That night, she told me not to go in the holes, and she was stolen away by the thing that has been stalking me. It could have easily killed me then and there, but it didn't, and I think I know why. I'm going to put my hand into one of the holes in the ceiling. I need to understand, I need to know what these things are. It's the only chance I have of saving my life and my family's lives. I'm going to go now. If I post this, you'll know I came back. And if not, well, thank you all for supporting me. Your advice has kept me alive this long. I should have listened to her. I'm back. Wherever I went, I know I understand. They aren't just holes. They're portals. When this first started to happen, I was wondering why no one else could see them and where they lead. God, where they lead. I went through the portal. It literally sucked me in. When I got up, I was face to face with Jameson Coleridge, the founder of Janus Homes. I knew him from the newspaper. He was tall, rather thin man. He was bald with piercing blue eyes. The only difference was that instead of one mouth, he had 3, in the exact same position as the creature. When he spoke, the gruff, commanding voice of an executive rang clear as day. Only the leftmost mouth moved. I was wondering when you'd get here. Welcome back. We walked down the cobblestone path. It was then I got a good look at my surroundings. The sky was a maelstrom of color. Yellows, purples, reds, greens, blues shot across the space above me in extraordinary ways. It was beautiful. The ground was dark brown. The trees that grew were sickly white. The bark peeled off like the skin slides off a well-cooked roast. I only knew that because there was a little boy scraping it off. Upon closer examination, I saw it was Tommy Green. Tommy? I called from the cobblestone path. I went to step off when a long pale arm blocked my way. I backed away and my eyes followed the arm. Coleridge was holding me back, his blue eyes seemingly darker. Don't step off the path, not yet. One more day and you can explore this place all you want. His arm shrunk. It fucking retracted into his suit sleeve, and he continued to lead me on. The trees began to become fewer and fewer, as did the colors in the sky. Soon, it was just a pulsing deep blue. Occasionally, the sky would flash red. My eyes started to ache. The flashes began to happen more frequently. I began hearing screaming, and the wind began to blow. It burned. Coleridge was unaffected. He stood and strolled purposely down the path. I began to see people. There was a large house with a father and 2 children. He screamed, but only a whisper came out of his mouth. Get inside the house now. Hurry, kids, hurry, he tried to scream. There was a flash, and his children turned into dust in front of him. He fell to his knees, crying. Another flash obliterated the house. The scene was gone. Another appeared further down the path. A little girl and her grandmother were playing in the garden with a cat. The grandmother fell. The little girl ran to help, but there was another flash. The sheer heat of the air started to leave marks upon Coleridge's suit. The grandmother was gone. The girl turned to run, but another flash happened. The garden was turned to ash. The cat was next. The little girl curled up into a fetal position and began to call for her mother. Again, only a whisper came out of her mouth. No matter how hard she tried to yell, no one would come. No one could hear her. Another flash of red across the sky spelled the end for her. A military bunker. A general sat with his head in his hands. He pressed a button on his console. Code 13. They did it. They fucking did it. Then he pulled his sidearm out of his holster and put it to the side of his head. Another flash of red. The general screamed. A hoarse whisper escaped his lips. The scene was gone. The air burned. The sky was pulsing with red like heartbeat. Every time it flashes, screams came from various places from outside the path. "What is this place?" I said, my voice sounding ridiculously loud. "The future," Coleridge replied shortly. The ache behind my eyes became a sharp pain. The sky began to flash red more and more. The heart beat faster. I opened my mouth to scream, and only a terrified whisper came out. I awoke looking at Coleridge. Now the far right mouth spoke. "Your eyes hurt because you can see things others can't. You saw the future, glimpses to be sure, with no hint of when or where they might be. But still," he looked coldly down upon me, "you saw it." I stood up. Now the landscape was green. The trees were healthy and lively. But everything was so silent. No leaves rustling in the wind, no birds chirping, and no insects humming. The sky was blue, the clouds white. Everything was how it should be. But still my eyes surged with pain. "The past?" I asked him through clenched teeth. Coleridge nodded. He had very heavy bags under his eyes. This path was made of dirt. Feet had worn the path like a favorite coat. All along the path, houses were being made. Smiling faces peered out of window frames, their eyes blue and tired, yet smiling all at the same. Coleridge stopped and began to speak. His voice lost his commanding tone. He sounded much younger. A young boy meddling with forces he cannot hope to comprehend tries to save the world on his own. No one can help him. He is the Messiah, the Superman, the savior of the world as he knows it. The man before me began to flicker. A bearded father, a little boy with a teddy bear, an old man with a cane, a young man with a ponytail, a businessman, Coleridge the man, Coleridge the person. I blinked. There stood the real Coleridge. His arms dangled to his knees. He stood at 7 feet tall easily. He hunched. He turned to face me, and his middle mouth moved. His voice was horrifying. I had only heard it one time before. "But they win. The boy loses his life, his soul, his body to them." The trees sank into the ground. The houses exploded, the pieces vanishing into the dust of midair. Coleridge, the monster. My eyes stopped hurting, and all I saw was darkness. When I came to, I was lying under my ceiling. Only one more tile remained now. I almost tore it apart. The thin veil between Coleridge and I. The story he told, at first I thought it was about me, but the more I think about it, I'm sure it was about him. As I write this, it is 1 hour until my 18th birthday, and 1 hour until I will be promptly abducted or killed by Jameson Coleridge, or what's left of him. Happy fucking birthday to me. I'm staying in my room. I don't know what it is, but he can't get me in here last time. I'm not concerned about my family. Coleridge didn't take the greens, but he did take Julie. That's his MO. Steal someone away and erase their existence. Something else took the greens and set them loose somewhere in that world where Coleridge resides. He told me that he lost the fight, and in turn lost everything to them. I don't know what they are, but if they turned Coleridge into that thing, then I don't want to meet them. Wait, I don't want to meet them, but I've already met Coleridge even before we saw each other in this place. He said, "Welcome back" to me. When I asked where we were, he said the future. When we were in the past, he told me his story, 50 minutes to live. He showed me his life, almost an accident. He was once a person too. Jameson Coleridge was once a child, like us all. A child with a favorite toy. If I remember correctly, it was a brown teddy bear with a red bow tie. I remember seeing something like that before. I have the same one. I'm going to go get it. I have it. Coleridge is trying to get into my house. He got in easily the first time, but now I'm aware of him. Who he is. What he is. He can't get in until the last tile falls. 40 minutes to live. I heard it fall. The thud. It's gone. Now the door truly is open for Coleridge. I'm back in my room now, though, and I'm hugging this bear for dear life. What else did he have? He tried to save the world on his own. Shit, no, he tried to save the world as he knew it. How would a young person like Coleridge see it, this situation? He should seek help. But he didn't do it. I'm here because of you, all of you. I'm already doing better than he was. He had a business, and before he could break free, before he could get his feet truly off the ground, whatever he lost, his soul, to destroy his reputation, his life, everything. The doorknob. It's locked. Coleridge, you can be patient. I need to survive this. What else was he? Fuck! He was a father. 30 minutes to live. A train horn, a baby, a doorknob, snapping bones. Coleridge seems upset. The door. Janus, the god of portals, beginnings and endings. The god of change, progression. I'm not afraid of you, Jameson. I'm going to open the door. Don't beat the shit out of me, Coleridge. The door is open. He's hunched over in a ball on the very edge of the doorframe, watching me. Does he have to be invited in? Come in, I said, clutching the bear tightly to my back. He took 2 long steps and sat in the spare bed. It was child-sized, so he looked utterly ridiculous. The fearsome monster sitting upon a child's bed was almost comical. 20 minutes to live. I stood up and moved to Coleridge. I handed him the bear. A long, strong hand took hold of it. The room fell away. We floated in empty space. I saw everything. The abuse Coleridge suffered as a child that made him weak to supernatural influences. The high school career that was cut short by the actions of these forces. The 3 mouths that speak from the past, future, present. The tragedy after tragedy that he had to endure. Every single thing he went through to build him at this moment. Every instinct screaming against the action he was going to take. In that moment, with the disgusting monster and I holding the same teddy bear, I realized something. Jameson Coleridge was not a monster. He was a man. 10 minutes to live. The hand holding on the bear shrunk. Now it was average size. A man who was determined to stop them from destroying us, from keeping that hellish future from coming to pass. In fact, he was once a boy. The hand was now small and pudgy. In that moment, I realized something. It is his room, as he said. We have known each other for a long time. He said welcome back when I entered the future because he never left. And the story he told me about the young boy who tried to save the world alone, it was about me and him, us. I'm Jameson Coleridge. And to save the world as I know it, he has to kill me. I have to kill him. Shit. It's confusing trying to type it. If I die before my 18th birthday, I don't make contact with them. None of this happens. 5 minutes to live. Do it, I say. The little boy slowly turns into the monster again. The hand drops the bear. This is for all of you. You won't remember me. No one will. But Whenever you forget, I hope you stumble upon this post. And if you do, I know you'll try not to remember. But as my last wish, do this for me. If you hear scratching in your ceiling, or your ceiling tiles start to vanish, don't lock your door. This is a much better alternative.